Hi there, I'm Jonathan, and welcome to PatchVault. I'm going to give you a quick overview of some of the stuff that we have here and some of the things that we're going to be building out in the near future so you have a better idea of what's available to you. PatchVault is currently a free catalog for scouting memorabilia, currently around the Order of the Arrow. We are adding councils and camps in the near future, but right now it's just OA focused. Without logging in, without creating an account, you can go ahead and see the publicly listed lodges. There are about 120, but some of them, about 36, are issues, lodges that we've gone through, and there are no known issues. And then all these issues down here, all these lodges right now are ones that are being worked on by various editors. So these are not accessible except to other editors to see how the status is going or to help. But as soon as one of these is done, it gets popped up here. So there's also a bunch of issue kind of catalogs. So we could go to all issues and just see everything that's being added to the system. And in seeing all these, this is chronological, just as they come in, they're being called out. We also have issues that are noted as first flaps, which appear in the first flaps book. We also have first solids, which is the first fully embroidered flap for any given lodge. First issues is first flaps doesn't necessarily have everything. So a first issue is sometimes preceding a flap. In this case, you're seeing, Tudelo was a leather. Shenandoah had an arrowhead. Kecoughtan had an X, etc. So this is why this is different here. We also have all the centennial issues from any given lodge, as long as the editor has marked them as such. So you can go through and see all the different things that were issued in 2015 with the centennial logo, this little logo here. And then we also have a thing called death flaps for when lodges merge. Sometimes they issue a last flap or a kind of like a death flap, a goodbye issue. And then also death issues. Similarly, if there were issues that are not flaps that are issued for the end of a lodge, same idea. So that's all available without having to log in. You can get into any given lodge. We could go in, let's go to a smaller one so it comes up pretty quick. And you're going to see the most recent activity. We have issues and event issues. We also have chapters. This is a joke lodge. This is the ceremonies and staff for NOAC. So this is not a real lodge. That's why it's 2.5. But every given patch here is in here. And you can get in and see all the ISCA 2017 guideline catalog information. And then we've gone through and broken a lot of things out into database things. So getting, the things that are normally just included in text, we're making actually attributes. So FDL, if there's an FDL here, the dub, and then this is a NOAC issue. You can also click and zoom in super close onto the patch and start to see really, more than real size in most cases, what the stitching is, things of that nature. And we do all these high-res scans and processing, so we have this catalog quality stuff. Creating an account's real simple. Just go in and we sign up. So I'm going to do a sign up with one of my random emails. Collection holdback is a fun thing. So when you're collecting, the default is that you want to keep one of each in your collection, but sometimes we have higher numbers. People want to do 2 of everything or something like that. You can do it on a global level here, a collection level, or so if you have a collection of CSPs from a certain council and you want to have 2 of every one, you would set that collection level holdback to 2. Or on an individual item. So say this one item, I've got like 4 different variations of it, and I don't want it to show up on my dupes list. We'll get to that in a minute. So I am a member of Shenandoah Lodge here in Virginia. We are Grade 258. And that is Stonewall Jackson, but that's changed just as of yesterday to Virginia Headwaters Council. You can upload a picture if you want, and then password. And everybody's favorite thing in the world, that they are not a robot. Bridges! Is that a bridge? We'll find out. Nope, it wasn't. Ta-da! So this is what you're going to see when you first log in, or you first create your account. At this point, up here, you can get in and change your profile, which is basically the form you just filled out. You have your collections, your dupes list, and your needs list. Your dupes list is not going to have anything in it right now because you have no issues in collections. Once you add, the dupes list manages itself automatically. So this is if you add, you say you buy 5 of a flap, and your holdback is set to 1, it's going to tell you that you have 4 dupes. In your view of it, you'll get 4. In your public view, it'll just say that you have it. It won't tell people how many you have. So let's go ahead and play around real quick. So I'm going to go and I'm going to add some stuff from my old lodge. I was a Kickotan inductee and then founding member in Wahan Seneca for a long time. So let's go in and add some stuff. All right, so let's find a flap here that we're going to add. This is a fun one. So let's say I don't have any collections yet, so we're going to create a new collection. And let's say that I have 5 of this sitting in a box or something from 2002. So I'm going to add them to a collection. And what will happen is on a new collection, it will automatically name it Issues from Wahan Seneca. But I don't like that name, so I'm going to call this American Flag Patches. Maybe that's one of the collections I have. Here's that collection holdback. So still, I want to have 1. I can have a public description that other people will see if they see the collection. And then I can also have private notes to myself if I want to just remember something about the collection. If location is sometimes helpful, if you've got a lot of different binders or things like that going around, and you can make a cover image, it's just something you'll see. That's what we got. Once you have it, so now I've got 5 here. I could go in on that item and I can actually edit stuff. So I can say, oh, I acquired this in 2002, and we're just going to say, let's call it August 1. I don't know exactly what the date was, and it was probably like $3 when we bought those back then. And now I can make my item holdback 2. I'm going to save that. Now I've got an item holdback of 2, a collection holdback of 1. The item will override the collection, and if we go to our dupes list now, I've got 3 dupes. That's automatically handled for you. So what's great is as you add all your collection in, if you have those duplicates, you don't have to sit here and remember which ones do I have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 of. You set it up as you go, and then you can have this thing at the end that's completely managed for you. The other thing here, right now, this is a private collection. So if you want other people to be able to see this, you got to publish it. And then when you go back to your home screen by clicking the house, you can also do that from here. Here's all your collections. So needs list. Let's go ahead and let's see who else has some American flag flaps. I'm trying to think. Let's see. I think Shenandoah has something from our. It may not be the whole thing as a flag. Oh yeah, we have this. Yeah, that one, which is impossible to find, by the way. I still don't have it. So American flag patches, but I don't have it. So actually, I can't add it to that collection. So I'm just going to add it to my needs list. And now on my needs list, you'll see, hey, there's if you have multiple listings, multiple entities up here, you can jump down the page faster. And you can also download a PDF of this. So you can say, hey, I'm going to be going out to Conclave. Probably don't have good cell access at camp. I'm going to print this out, take it with me, and as I'm going through, or I'm going to a tradery, you don't have to keep breaking your phone out or carrying around your computer. You can just sit there and say, oh, I've got this page, and you can mark it off real quick. It works a little better than scrolling up and down and getting carpal tunnel in your thumb from working through all this. And all this stuff is accessible right here. So as you do this and build this out, I'm going to show you like my finished account that I actually use on a daily basis, which is pretty large comparatively, but it'll give you an idea. In here with my main account and go in here and take a look here at my needs list. And now you can see this has been built out. I'm collecting the state of Virginia, so I've got all the chapters under each lodge that I'm interested in. And these are all anchors to jump further down the page if I wanted to jump down to the very bottom, or you just scroll. But you can see this gets pretty big. Now what's great is when I go in and if I, let's say I found this ancient patch somewhere and I was able to buy it. If I go in here and I say, I'm going to add this to my Nwakwa collection, it will automatically take it off my needs list. So you don't have to go back in and say, oh, did I get that or not, and delete it and keep, your needs list. Once you've added stuff to it, as you collect those things, it's automatically managed for you, which is a really nice feature. I mean, you can also see some of the other information here filled in. And again, a lot of these things, like here's the old school Blue Book style piece, right? And so a lot of these pieces, like 1952, this has been pulled out to a database thing with the year issued. There's a rectangle shape that's been pulled out to an issue shape. The design by has been pulled out to a database thing. We keep this as the original description that was entered, so that's what's there. But we could also go in and say, you know what, actually I know that this was manufactured by so-and-so because I'm in the lodge and I work with the history and whatever. So I could go in and say, hey, manufacturer information. Hey, this was made by so-and-so. And send that in, and I'm an admin, so I have this block here, but most people won't see that. So you can basically go in and make the error report. It comes to us. We can assign it to the editor to update, or we can just make the update ourselves, myself, Todd, or Glenn. So if, it's a way to kind of contribute anything you may know and make sure our listings are as accurate as possible. A lot of this stuff is often word of mouth, or somebody told somebody and wrote it down, and that has become gospel, and it's not always right. So we want to make sure that we are correcting information from the past that's been wrong. The other fun thing we can do is you can do this without a you can do this in a smaller thing too. But say I'm going to what's the logic? I don't have it added in there yet. This is the predecessor lodge to Amangamet Whippet, and let's say I want to go in and I'm going to collect this now, but I don't have anything, so I can just say add all missing items from this lodge to your needs list. Boom. And now it's going to say, okay, I'm going to put any items that are not in collections onto the wish list. So now I have a Mankamak down here at the very bottom. This is done by number. And we go right above Chanko. They're both there. Cool. And now if you get one of these, you add it in, it's good to go. So that's one way to kind of expedite some of this stuff. We're going to be adding a lot more features around the automated management of this. Also, if you come back from an event, an easy way to remove things that you've traded from your dupes. So it's right now it's a little manual, but these are things that we're going to be working on and fixing. If you have features that you'd like to see, let us know. Like I said, we're looking to roll out councils and camps in the near future. And any lodge that you may have that you're in or would like to help contribute to, please let us know. We are pushing more back to the lodge. What the lodge says is what is listed. The lodge is the arbiter of what is the final listing with most of these. So please let us know, and we look forward to seeing you on PatchVault. Thanks.